Welcome dear students. This is my second video in Unit 2, that is spectroscopic techniques and their applications. In this video, I'm going to cover the electromagnetic spectrum and the molecular energy levels. So, electromagnetic spectrum consists of various types of radiations with different wavelengths, wave frequency or wave number or energy of the radiation varies from one to the other. Let's start with the radio frequency radiation. The radio frequency radiation has very least energy, which is ranging from 10 power minus 3 to 10 joules per moles. And its frequency varies from 3 into 10 power 6 to 3 into 10 power 10. And its wavelength is 10 meters to 1 centimeter. And the wave number is 10 power minus 2 to 1. The energy of this radio frequency radiation is very less, and hence it is not showing the transitions between the rotational energy levels or the vibrational or electronic levels. It just makes either the change of the spin of the proton or the electron. And hence we get two different types of spectroscopic technique, that is NMR and ESR. NMR is regarding the study of nuclear magnetic resonance, where there is a change in the spin of the proton or the nucleus, and where the electron spin is changing, that is comes under ESR, electron spin resonance spectroscopy. Come to the microwave, which lies in between the radio frequency and infrared radiation, and whose energy is more than radio frequency, and this energy is sufficient to make a molecule transform from lower rotational energy level to the higher rotational level. We will discuss the energy levels and what's the gap between the energy difference between the different energy levels of the molecule clearly later in the video. And another radiation is infrared. The infrared radiation can transform a molecule from the lower vibrational level to the higher vibrational level. So the molecule will undergo more vibrations. It can be a compression or stretching or bending. That type of transitions can be observed in a molecule when it is irradiated with IR. And UV visible and X-rays, they will change the electron distribution. The electron distribution is done within inner layers in the X-rays. It is whereas because of UV and visible, it is in the valence shell. And the excitation of an electron from lower energy level to the higher energy level takes place by the UV visible and X-rays, whereas the gamma rays, the radiation with high energy, can change the nuclear configuration too. And they are of high energy out of all other radiations. And you can observe the energy is increasing from radio frequency to the gamma radiations, and the frequency is also increasing from the radio frequency to gamma rays, and the wavelength is decreasing from the radio frequency to the gamma rays, and wave number is also increasing from the gamma rays to the from radio frequency to the gamma rays. As I told, the wavelength is varying from one radiation to the other radiation. Wavelength is defined as the distance traveled to finish one cycle, or the distance between two crusts or troughs. You can observe now the radio frequency radiations will have more wavelength than the gamma radiation. You can observe that the wavelength is just reducing when you move on from the radio frequency to the microwave to IR, UV visible, X-rays and gamma rays. And they will have different applications. And if you consider the radio frequency, they can be used for broadcasting, and the microwave can be used in the cooking and telephone signals, and infrared can be used to transmit heat from sun or radiator. UV light, visible light is make things able to see, and ultraviolet light is used in the fluorescent bulbs, and X-rays, the inside of the body, we can take the images by X-rays, and gamma rays as they are very high energetic. They can be used to kill the cancer cells in the chemotherapy. Here also I just represented the electromagnetic spectrum with the wavelength and frequency values highlighted here. And it is very easy to remember any one value, wavelength. If you can remember all other relations, one can know, so you can convert that values easily. And here I just represent the wavelength variation in the form of a sine wave. Come to the molecule. As the spectroscopy is the study of an interaction of a molecule or an atom with the radiation, one must understand what is that interaction is. The interaction is a transition from one level to the other level, other energy level. So we should understand what are the different energy levels that a molecule has, and what type of radiation is required to show transitions within one particular level, that we further understand in my next lectures. Now let's first discuss the types of molecular energies. There are 4 types of molecular energies, and one is translational energy. This is the movement along the 3 axes. This is translational movement. And rotational energy is the energy associated with a molecule when it is rotated. I'll show you the picture. This is, if you take a molecule, diatomic molecule I just represented here, and if this is an axis of rotation, the molecule is subjected to rotate like this. Molecule can be rotated in any direction, and brief different types of rotations we'll discuss further in the rotational spectroscopy. Here just understand that when a molecule is rotating, the energy associated with its rotational motion is called as the rotational energy. And next type of energy is vibrational energy, which is associated with 3 different types of movements. One is stretching, the bond can be stretched, and the other thing is compression, and the other thing is bending. So if a molecule is subjected to any of these changes, any of these movements, such energy which is associated with them is considered as a vibrational energy. And electronic energy is a promotion of electron from lower energy level to the higher energy level. That is associated, the energy associated with that is called as a electronic energy. Out of 4, the translation energy is of very less quantity, and the electronic energy is with maximum value. So the order is this, the increasing order is this, decreasing order is this, that is electronic energy greater than vibrational, which is greater than rotational, which is greater than translation. So according to Bornhammer approximation, the total energy of a molecule is sum of all the 4 types of energy. But this E-translational, as this value is very less, we can neglect that, and the total amount of energy for a molecule can be the sum of the remaining 3 energies, that is vibrational, rotational, and electronic. So how do they arrange? The arrangement of that energy levels will be like this. Let's consider this line. This is electronic energy level 1, and this is electronic energy level 2. So within each electronic level, there are number of vibrational levels. As I mentioned, the electronic energy level is having more energy than vibrational, and within each vibrational level, there are number of rotational levels are there. You can even observe here, this is electronic energy level 2, in which I have number of vibrational energy levels, and within each vibrational level, there are number of rotational levels. So if a molecule is transforming, exciting from this E1 to this E2, means it just crosses all these levels and reaches. If the radiation supplied is of having the equal energy gap between these two, then it absorbs and excites. But if the molecule is irradiated with less amount of energy, which is just sufficient to excite a molecule from this level to the next level, it can't excite from this vibrational level to this vibration. Just the transition will take place within the rotational level. Means a molecule requires enough amount of energy, whatever the gap between these two levels, between any two levels, whenever that equal amount of energy containing radiation is irradiated, then only it can exhibit the transition. So there are different types of spectra based on the absorption or emission. The emission spectra is about whenever the radiation is irradiated onto a sample or a molecule, it just absorbs and excites. And after some time, it just releases that energy and move back to the ground state. And that released emitted radiation can be recorded by using instrument, and that spectrum is called emission spectrum. And the absorption spectrum is we considered irradiated with the electromagnetic radiation and that excites. And we can record whatever the wavelength of radiation that molecule is absorbed, or we can even consider whatever the remaining transmitted radiation can also be recorded, and we'll get the spectrum that is called absorption spectrum. So absorption spectrum can be represented in two ways. We can even consider the absorbance, or we can consider the transmittance. And it's just like a graphical representation of absorbance versus wavelength or wave number or frequency, or you can take the transmittance versus wavelength or wave number or frequency. So from this spectra, we can get the one particular radiation will give one information. What is that information we are going to get from the spectrum? We'll discuss in the next videos. Thank you.